which is located above the United States with the capital city of Ottawa, is the second largest country in the world after Russia with a population of 34.3 million. It has recently legalized cannabis in the country, which raised as a polarizing issue all over the world. Canadian government is a constitutional monarchy. It recognizes the Queen or King as the head of the state, while there's a Prime Minister for the head of the government. The current Canadian government is run by Justin Trudeau, who's been the Prime Minister since 2015. They have three main branches that work together to form a government, which are the executive branch, legislative branch, and judicial branch. Executive branch is a branch that is represented by the General Governor, the Prime Minister, and the Cabinet. It makes most of the decision for the government in the whole country. Legislative branch is a lawmaking branch where it is appointed by the Senate and elected House of the Commons. It usually works with the treaties and restrictions. Lastly, there is a judicial branch, which is a total independent court than any other branches. It interprets the law that are passed on by the other branches. The Canadian government has divided the power and responsibilities based on three levels of the government, which are the federal level, the provincial level, and the municipal level. Federal level affects the whole country, where the government deals with laws and treaties that are listed in the Constitution Act. It sometimes shares responsibility with the provincial government, which they are originally responsible with the laws and public services that are listed in the Constitution Act. They usually take care of education, healthcare, natural resources, road regulations, and many others. Different territories and responsibilities are sent to other levels of government. The smallest municipal level is based in city, town, or district. The municipal government is responsible for community areas such as libraries, parks, local police stations, and others. They usually receive authority for the areas through the provincial government. On Tuesday, October 16, 2018, the Canadian government has officially legalized the use of marijuana.
So the Liberal Party is committed to legalizing and regulating marijuana, and we're going to get started on that right away. We have worked over the past 3 years with provincial governments across this country to move forward on a regime that controls and regulates the sale of marijuana.
As of today, Canada has officially legalized recreational pods.
National experiment is beginning north of the U.S. border.
5% of Canadians are regular marijuana users now.
Nationally legalized recreational marijuana.
Full legalization.
I think that's exciting for legal marijuana.
Happy legalization, everybody!
The Canadian government has clearly stated that buying marijuana online or retail stores are only allowed for the people who are over the age of 18. Yet, most shops raise the minimum age up to 19. They can purchase maximum of 30 grams to buy at once or possess in public. There are no limitations on how much they keep at home. Also, only 4 plants are allowed per house, yet Quebec and Manitoba has forbidden home growing. According to a Canadian Nurse Association from 2014, there's a minimum of 500,000 Canadians who has a criminal record. If marijuana gets into the hands of these people, legalizing marijuana to the Canadians may cause a greater issue of the government enabling to control the legalization and usage of them. The government's very careful on each of the legalization and strategies they make for legalizing cannabis, and legalizing it may cause issues to various types such as higher rate of accidents, crimes, and many others. Around 300 million Canadians registered to the government site to receive medical marijuana, which was legalized since 2001. Medical marijuana users can carry up to 150 grams than other normal smokers. Research conducted by Nanas Research on June 2016 portrayed that 7 in 10 Canadians are in favor of legalizing marijuana. Canada is expected to reach $5 billion by 2020 just for legalizing marijuana for the public, which led other countries to believe that legalization of marijuana can benefit their economy. According to the stats of Canada, 56% of those who do weed as a daily basis are feeling more comfortable on being able to smoke their favorite legally and publicly. 24% who use marijuana believes that there would likely to be an increase for the frequency of smoking marijuana. More than half of anti-cannabis smokers are concerned about secondhand marijuana smoking in private locations. According to a rat experiment in 2016, secondhand exposure to marijuana smoke affects the functioning of blood vessels. The negative effect of this exposure is similar to secondhand of tobacco smoking, yet the effects are stronger and longer. The toxin and tar level investigated through the experiment has caused the concerns about having children and people with asthma to be exposed in an extremely dangerous health conditions. Schools have constantly taught students mainly on the negative sides of smoking, yet having the government legalizing marijuana brought the idea that smoking is not bad for your health. The government mainly decided to shut the black market down, but due to great profit and changing mind of people, the government's unable to shut it down. In Toronto, Bohemian Kensington Market area is full of illegal dispensaries. However, not a lot of people except the police has the motivation to close the market down, as there is a great amount of profit made from illegal marijuana sales and taxes. Bill Blair, the Liberals' border security and organized crime reduction minister, had estimated that marijuana or any other types of weed in the Canadian black market is in $6 to $8 billion industry. The government predicted that black market will quickly begin to fade if marijuana was legally permitted to people. Yet, according to a national poll of Ipsos held in Global News, claimed that over 65% of Canadians are still purchasing marijuana from the black market since they're stronger. I agree with the cannabis smokers and with the fact that the legalization of marijuana can decrease the smoking rate and increase economic profit rate of the country. According to Abby Roch, a seller of pot smoking equipment for the past 18 years, has claimed that now our job is to reform the law to the point cannabis is going to be a normal part of our lives, whether we choose to consume it or not. She's noticed to be excited about being able to increase her economic profit for selling her smoking equipment to people. Not only for sellers, but the whole legalization of cannabis allowed marijuana smokers has expanded to use of marijuana and cannabis. Cannabis has been expanded into the food service business, restaurants in Canada, hosting seminars to mainly gain economic profit and benefit, which also benefits the whole country.